And as a youngster, I used to train hard. And I mean, every day, I'd be in my bedroom in front of my mirror, making sure my techniques are correct. Doing my press-ups, doing my sit-ups, doing my kicks and punches. I was on it regular because I knew what my uncle could do. I knew what my dad could do. And they were serious. They still are. And I wanted to be as good as them. I wanted to be the best.
Side kick, straight, or double punch, or uppercut, or front kick. Then you have to be able to walk. With this. But that's not even difficult. Because when you are attacked by
when I'm working on the dummy, it's blessed, I love it. When I first worked on it, I used to mash my arms, I used to kill my arms. My arms were dead. Sometimes I'd be bruised up, but then come a little while after, it's nothing. I work on the dummy and it's nothing. My dad would watch me and I'd work on that dummy hard. Because I got to realize that the dummy helps you with your angles. It helps you with how hard you press, how hard you push within your punch. It helps you not to submit yourself too much. Because if you punch too hard on the dummy, what you're gonna do is hurt your fist. So you learn control, you learn angles, you learn your distances, you learn your flow, how to move around the dummy. So the dummy is a very blessed partner. So I'll give thanks to Uncle Ruben, who was the first person I ever saw work the wooden dummy. And right now, you know, I teach people, and that in itself is a blessing, because I was once one who was taught. And it's funny because even when I teach, I still am taught. Because when you teach, you still are learning, because you never stop learning. You continue to learn until the day you die. And the moment you believe that you have nothing left to learn is the moment you close yourself.
Yeah.
How you doing, Uncle? You alright, yeah?
Yeah.
Bless,
Good
bless.
to
Yeah,
see
man.
you.
You don't know, you don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
And keep you young and strong forever.
That's what it is, man.
Look at how old you are.
See?
And you still feel 16.
That's what it is, man.
That is what it does to you.
Don't know.
It turns back the clock on time.
Simple.
I found the keys to turn back the clock on time.
I hear you.
Because anybody is touched, they don't age. You know, when I see I reach 50, I walk at 50.
Yeah.
Everyone I've trained, they're ready to go on.
Well, as for the Way-Ling system,
Yeah, back to it.
yeah. What age did you actually start
Yeah.
into the martial arts?
Let me
Before
start.
the Way-Ling, when did you start into the martial
I
arts?
started it when I was 11 years old. What happened, my brother took me to the latest karate school, which was on the way home from to where I lived in St. Vincent. And when I went in, I saw the teacher. He looked good. And there was a guy called Godfrey, who was supreme.
Okay.
And I said, all right, and then we practice this karate.
Okay.
Okay, I took up. And I like the fighting side, that's where contact.
Yeah.
But every time it seems that we have to contact, he said, break. He said, there was no contact.
Yeah.
So I figured, how am I going to learn this? And there was no contact.
Okay.
So I just said, all right, then, let me take it there, no say further, and just be satisfied. The years rolled on, I still kept practicing it until I had Marcus, my son, at 16 and a half, 17. So before we got a flat, they made me and Margie live in Leonard's flat. I used to hide in the wardrobe until they went away and then appear and spend the night round the house and whatever. And then we moved into a house called near All Nations. It's not there anymore.
All right.
They destroyed it. That's where I met Brian. Brian was the youngest student taught by Master Yip Man when Bruce Lee was there.
Okay.
He was like you and you in the school when Bruce Lee was there, but you would do sticky hands and this and that. You do our duties.
Okay.
Remember, the master would be teaching Bruce Lee because Bruce Lee had money to pay.
Okay.
You understand? So Bruce Lee would subsidize your payment. So you would just do like duties for the master.
Right.
And you gave the master a thing called lucky money in a pink envelope. You get as much money as you can and make a donation to the master, and you never have to pay money again.
Okay.
No matter what happens or whatever happens, that's the one time that you ever transfer money as an issue.
Right.
So you actually kill for your master if he ordered you to. Because blood is thicker than water.
That's definitely.
You
So who was your teacher?
My teacher was Brian. I used to go out into the garden, and I was out there doing my class. He'd come out and he'd go to me.
Oh, the quiet
hit
time,
him.
yeah? Okay, yeah.
He said, hit him. I swear, I tried. He bust me up. Bust my arms up. Bust me up. Till I said, no, this can't go on. So I took off the belt, and I literally burnt them. And kept the bottoms and dyed the bottoms black. I said, no, this can't happen. And that's when I started asking me if I could be a disciple. So I said, you teach me, well, I can't be a disciple yet. So after, he used to like to drink and go and beat up white people.
See, okay.
He used to get high. And sometimes he got too high. And he come back and beat up his wife. Which I didn't too like.
Yeah.
But that's his life. That's the way he was on the run from the triads.
Okay.
Up in Birmingham.
Was he a Chinese guy?
Yeah, full-blooded Chinese.
Right.
I call him Brian, but the original name for Brian, I have yet to find out.
Okay.
I had one picture of him holding the stuff and somebody stole it. You know, that plenty of things of mine people have stolen along the way. Valuable things.
Pictures, videos, and all the rest of it.
Yeah. And they have no reason to. But they know along the way how far things are going to go. I'm going to collect them all.
Definitely.
I'm going to collect them all because I have no reason to leave my dynasty to anybody except the family tree. Your father belongs to the first dynasty.
Simple. So about inspirations, anybody inspire you?
I'll tell you the honest truth.
What about them inspired you?
Brian inspired me.
Yeah.
Because his son is who taught me Lama.
Okay.
His
son taught you Lama?
His son is who taught me Lama. I had to sit in the chair and watch his son teach me Lama. He taught me the Wing Chun and the ape and the infant.
Okay.
His son taught me Crane, Lama, because his son was liquor.
Okay.
So he needed the powerful hands to knock out everything that come from him. Go into a westernized school. So that's when I realized if Lama was that powerful, then what is Wing Chun? It's got to be the soft side. It's got to be the side that portrays the woman. So then I realized where it comes from. The llama's got to mix with the crane, the ape, and the wing chun, and the infant. It's got to mix.
So that's where the Way-Ling came in.
Yeah, that's where the toe kick coming from the karate. They always kick to the head.
Oh.
Why go high when you can catch the leg? A leg is not supposed to leave the floor and can come to kick you in the head. Your hand's supposed to intercept that or be blind.
I hear that.
And if you can't llama that down, make your fist into iron, then you're bridges. You're breaking somebody's ankle just on a llama string, and then be jumping for joy. Same setup of your father. Could set your father up to be hurt without telling him. Set your mother set up with your dad to take roles for him.
But you fixed that.
That's right. I fixed that. Good and fuffer. Good and fuffer.
Yeah, I hear that, man.
You know?
I hear that.
And
when I heard Uncle Ruben was sick, I couldn't believe it. That touched me deeply. And it didn't touch me so deep until I actually saw him. And when I saw him bedridden, that knocked me back. Big time. Because to see a man at the level that he was at, and I mean the level within martial arts, the level with his mind, the sort of person that he was, physically and mentally, was phenomenal. And for those who know who he is and know what he could do, can back me in what I'm saying.
from there on, let's go on. He taught me all of it. The blindfold fighting up and down the stairs. I would have a blindfold on. He would have a blindfold on. And we'll fight from the top of the stairs all the way down and all the way back up. Throwing kicks and blocking kicks.
Okay.
Sometimes you get hurt.
Yeah.
Some need to wear like 3 underpants and put tissue in between. So I will have something protecting my nuts. That way if I got hit there, I said, shit, I'm open there.
Yeah.
So I've got the cover there. And that's how certain blocks become developed.
Okay.
That if you let a man kick you to the ground, you put a fist, he's kicking into a bit of fist.
But I recall in class one time you tell someone to kick your groin and it never even hurt you.
Exactly. Exactly. Yeah. And then they brought out that they suck up their grind. There's no such thing as sucking up your grind.
Isn't there not, no?
No.
So what is it exactly?
Hello. Yeah, you can take it. There's no such thing as sucking up your grind.
So what is it? What do you do?
They use the lock of the stance.
Okay.
They use the lock of the stance.
Right.
And just bear it.
Okay. So tell me,
That-
what made you create Way-Ling and what made you give it that name?
No way of way, no. My last saying to me from Brian, my teacher, was no way of way, no limitation as a limitation. So no way as way, no ling, ling as a limitation. So under no circumstances would you put a stupid position that has no benefit to neither you or yourself, or just to look good for the sake of looking good, or without having the destructive content. Everything you do must have a director's content. If you can hit a man with a nunchuck, fold it and drop it to the left, you know you've got a left-hand weapon on the floor. You can then move to him, knowing your weapon is just behind you. If you drew back, you know the weapon is in front of you. So when you move, so you take out your weapon and beat him with it. Because you're thinking one step ahead. You don't have to keep the weapon after you've got control of him. It's still in your care, but you remember where you put it.
Yeah. Okay. But
So-
when did you introduce it? When did you actually introduce the Way-Ling to the public? When did you start teaching? When did you start teaching people?
When my teacher got deported.
Okay.
He got reported one weekend. He moved to Stanford here. Within the next weekend, he was deported. I went to see him the Wednesday. By the Saturday, he was on a plane to Hong Kong. That's the last I ever heard from him.
Again.
So I said, I have to carry this on. What name I can't call it Wing Chun, because I don't know the whole of the Wing Chun system. I can't call it Lama, because I don't know the whole of the Lama system. What I call it? And I remember him saying to me, no wavering, no limitation. I call it Way-Ling. So Way-Ling is his grounding name.
Okay.
I mixed up everything.
Yeah. Put
Everything
together
deadly.
hard recipes.
Yeah. If you can prove to me that you come out with something and I can't anti-lock it, then I would add it.
Yeah.
I would take it into my stable and say, you're the next generation.
I hear that.
You're the next generation because your stamina level is the stamina level needed to enter into my school on my first generation.
Yeah, of course. The stamina levels on the first lesson had to be serious to join your class.
Yeah. It was 4 lessons.
Yeah.
Of standing there holding
That's
your
right.
hand up.
That's right. For the whole lesson.
For the 4 lessons. You're standing there holding your hands up for 4 lessons.
And then on top of that, you had to wheel the thing up and down and your arm them a bun.
Yeah, before you do anything.
Yeah, that's right.
Meanwhile, the rest of the class is doing other things. All you're doing is wheeling this thing up and down, wondering what the fuck's going on. What you paying for?
But tell me though. How, before you started teaching your thing, what did you do, or how did you come to the realization that it's effective and that this thing is going to be respected out there?
I went out looking for fights. I went out looking for trouble. The nearest trouble that come, I'll be there. I wouldn't run from police. I'm not too policemen out and run in the corner. At that time, they didn't have radio that they can call 11 zebra, and they'll be there in a minute. With 2 zebra, and the zebra will still be running down the road. You know what I mean? In those days, you could get away with something. And then you mug somebody, you just mug them. Crime was at the heights of pitch, where anything goes.
So was the situation with the school? You closing down the school, certain schools. What's the situation with that?
Yeah, you had to make a name for yourself. Now you have an area like Hackney, bad boy country. If you don't close down the nearest school to you, what reputation are you gonna get? Who's gonna come to you? Who's gonna pay you your rent? You have to close down some schools, innit? And let them all come see you. And of course, when they come to you, they see what they see. you're the master, you take over one area, you soon take over another area, you soon take over another area, and then you say to yourself, all right, you got dominance, you touched on Western Road, you touched a little bit out later, you leave some students down Tottenham, yeah, you cover.
So you've had challenges. You've had challenges. I've had to set the record straight.
Yeah, set the record straight. Let them know that, you know, if I come to your school and embarrass you, all the students are going to run.
To see him bedridden was like, whoa, this is not real. This is not real. But then at the same time, he was still able to give me teachings, wisdoms. He was still funny because he was a very funny person. He had humor. He could make you laugh. And he still had that, even though he was sick to the point where he was in the bed, couldn't get out of the bed. You still see him do certain things. And you look at him and you say, hold on a minute. Are you serious? You're still moving like that? So that shows you Lion Heart. That name there was given to him for a reason and a purpose, because everything have a reason and a purpose for why it is. He was given the name Lion Heart. So tell me, even myself as your student as well. What can you tell me that you never told me in the past?
I tell you this, you done everything.
Yeah.
Everything I wanted.
Okay. I'm sure at the same time, even though you know, deep down you know that I would have kept it up, I'm sure you're a little bit shocked still.
Yeah, I am.
I'm still going.
Yeah. Yeah, of course I had to be shocked.
Yeah.
I had to be shocked to know that it crept in your body so deep that I could not say nothing more than Aston is taking this one step further. He has to be paid. You understand? So your tree is now enrooted in my teaching tree. Not enrooted in my friend's tree. I don't care about my friends. I count on my fingers where my friends are. I don't have friends. Somebody always wants something.
That's the truth.
You understand? Yeah? And those are the things that are important to me. I never thought you would pass it on like you do. Pick your student wisely.
Definitely. That's how I do it. Exactly like yourself. You know what I'm saying?
That's right.
You know, people like to tell me when I teach there should be a sort of journey as such, like steps. A journey, fair enough, but steps, no. Because as far as I'm concerned, if you're 6 years old, it don't mean I must teach you 6-year-old things.
Yeah.
Why can't I teach you 30-year-old things?
Yeah.
Why can't I teach you 18-year-old things? You understand what I'm saying to you? And go back and teach you a 1-year-old thing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I don't go from basic to this to this to... I'll have someone and I might teach them advanced.
Yeah.
And then go back to basic. And then the little middle. And I teach all up. Just like you taught me and everybody. You just teach.
Yeah.
There's no method. It just is.
Teach.
You know what I'm
and
saying?
if they don't like it, fuck off.
Yeah, it just is. Because at the end of the day, what happens? Everything piece as a puzzle and come together.
That's right.
You see what I'm saying? And that's the way it is.
If you don't like it, you know what you can do.
Yeah. And the way in which you taught, it shows that it works.
It shows it,
you have built some serious people out there.
Yeah.
Some serious
and some serious women as well.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying to you. And it's not from step by step. It's from going in and teaching what the universe bring to you to say, do this at that time.
That's right.
You see what I'm saying?
You might be stripping you down. I'm giving you a tennis ball and say, throw it at me as hard as you can. Hit me in the eye socket. Hit me in the mouth, tough luck. And if you get 10 at you one time, the beard the skin will licks. And you have to hold that. I hope we get a tennis ball to try and get the guy back. I hope we don't get another one and come and pace you again.
I hear that.
You hear that?
I hear that, man. I hear that.
And that's the rules. If you can't manufacture that, you have no future. If you can't take what a rubber stick gives you, you have no future. And when the tree comes, like next year, let me get a bit stronger. When we have the Way-Ling reunion now, we can pull in all the students from past, present, and future.
Army.
Yeah. And the babies that have been born with it.
But you always said to me, what did you always say to me? You're gonna have Way-Ling babies. That's what you said to me, innit?
How did I know?
Yeah, you're gonna have Way-Ling babies. That's what you said to me. I remember it, man. I don't forget it, man.
I told you that.
You told me, man.
I told you that.
What I feel?
Blessings. Yeah. See that? Transformation. Blessings. Yeah, so right now, T, gonna go and pay my respects to my uncle at the cemetery. And my brother. No, unfortunately, he died, passed on 2006 on a motorbike accident. So I'm gonna pay some respects to him and go on to Uncle Ruben. He's not that far ahead. Yeah, so I'm gonna go and say hi to him, see what's going on. Yeah.
What's your motivation? Not concerned with most rappers, me and my king. Bars crazy, of course, I'm living the dream.